Hi, welcome back to WOW, the Wealth Optimization Workshops. Delighted to have you back. Been covering lots of life topics. This is the last one for now, and then we're going to dive into health protection planning next on the road to the retirement and investment strategies and all the things that you want to talk about as we move along through this series. Next few minutes, I want to talk to you about juvenile plans, often misunderstood. A fantastic idea for children, teenagers, young adults, but especially in the juvenile market. I want you to understand why this fits. Because sometimes people will tell you, oh, you don't need coverage or you shouldn't have coverage on your kids. Or people say, well, I don't want to profit from my children passing away, or they just can't mentally, emotionally deal with it. Trust me, I get it. I have 5 beautiful children, 3 stepchildren, 2 grandchildren. There's nothing worse. I lost my brother when he was 2 years old. I understand the grieving process that parents go through when something happens to a child. And it's rare. It doesn't happen that often. All right? But there's more than funeral costs if somebody does pass away at a young age. Okay? What about the rest of the family? Right? Are you going to be able to return to work quickly if you lost a child? Generally, no. Are you going to, is your other children or other family members going to need you to be there with them to get back to a new normal for the family and the grieving process for the family? Yes. Right? However, generally, when you think of juvenile plans, it's not because of the assumption a child would pass away. That's a rare occasion, but you would need protection for that. Far more often, it's about planning for their future, and often parents plan around their kids' education as a future, and registered education savings plans are a fantastic idea, but they forget about this piece, right? A term plan on a juvenile child, very economical. But even permanent plans, you are locking in their insurability and their pricing based on a very young age. You can get limited pay plans where after 10 years, or maybe when they're 20 years old, or whatever the case might be, they have a paid up plan for life. They can keep the permanent coverage for life, but you never have to pay again. And it's a gift that a parent, a grandparent could give to that young child, right? Is that money maybe better spent on planning for their future or to build up cash value for their future needs rather than blowing it on more toys and electronics and things that maybe they don't even really need and they don't really use? Think about that. But more than anything else, when I look at planning around building out a plan for a children's future, it's something called guaranteed insurability. Bet you haven't heard of that, but you should have, because it is one of the most valuable things that you can do to guarantee your child's insurability in the future. Right? Does a child need a ton of coverage? No, they don't. But let's say, as an example, they have $50,000 of permanent coverage. Right? Maybe in $100,000. Keep in mind, if they live long enough, funeral costs will be far more expensive in the future than they are today. And we're hoping they're going to live a very long life. But this is where guaranteed insurability comes in. That based on their good health today, that we're guaranteeing they can qualify for more coverage in the future based on today's health, regardless of how that changes through their life. A typical plan now, between ages 18 and 55, every 3 years, they can tap into additional increases in their coverage so that when they don't need $1 million plan today as a juvenile. They don't have a job, they don't have any debts, right? However, when they buy a house, start a business, get married, have children, have all kinds of future protection needs down the road, would they need more coverage then? Yes? What if they can't qualify for the coverage they need in the future because of a health change? So it guarantees at a young age that you've protected their future so that between ages 18 and 55, if they have this as their base amount, they're now going to be able to tap into $900,000 of additional coverage, and they're going to have $1 million plus starter plan so that they will be protected for all of their and their family and their business and their home's future protection needs based on their good health back here. Hopefully that idea makes sense to you. Look forward to chatting soon.